Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. It's not Rebirth though, because it's Repentance, and it's episode 32, I believe. Another glorious binary number. Also half a stack in Minecraft, of course. We're going to try again as the Lost. See if we can find one of those mirror rooms. If we die though, then we'll random probably. I'm not going to do like... I'm thinking, at least for the near future, this might be the new format for these even number runs. We try a Lost run, and if we die early on in it, then when we do our second run, we do it as a random character, like normal. Eternal Heart is worthless to me. Cursed Eye, I never want it. Dogtooth isn't bad. A little bit of damage up. It doesn't quite show us where all our secret rooms are, but it lets us know if they're adjacent to the room we're currently in. That little... Oh yeah, that was a terrible impression of it. That tells us that the secret room is nearby, in case you didn't know how this item works. Now you do. Okay, see, I was about to say he didn't howl again, but then he did. So the secret room's probably here, because that's adjacent to both this room and the room we were in previously. And it's just as simple as that. In we go. Of course, if both the secret room and the super secret room were adjacent to the same room, you might not figure that out. You know, it's possible the super secret room is also off of this room in some aspect, but hey-ho. Boss key, mum's key, whatever it's called, it's a pretty good item. It doubles all chest things that spawn from chests. That's evil PhD, right? Fake PhD. It's not very good, is it? Let's re-roll. Ooh, I don't want to get rid of my dice just for a forget me now. And that's like a fame. Don't really know what a fame does. Let's take it. Oh, I didn't realise it was a one or the other type thing there. I messed up there. We could have gotten that chest for free. It's okay. We'll just pay for it. We've got loads of money now as well. We got like a couple of nickels and a dime. Game's certainly not trying to nickel and dime us, that's for sure. Mum's key. It is mum's key, not boss key. Good to know. I'm actually going to pause the recording real quick so that I can put myself to do not disturb on my socials. Okay, and we have returned. Apologies for that. Famine. I think he is my favourite horseman. He just looks so damn happy all the time. He's kind of lame as well, right? I feel like he is like the underdog, and everyone likes to support an underdog, you know? It's like, what are the other horsemen if we think about it? Death, obviously Death is pretty damn good. He's so good that he's the only one that was able to have a solo career outside of being in the Four Horsemen, right? Pestilence, very nasty, like probably the grossest, I mean definitely the grossest, like, one. War is like extremely destructive and stuff, you know. And famine, it's like, I'm dying of hunger. It's like that is like the lame one, you know what I mean? That's like the famine. You know, it's like how people, isn't there like a subreddit for like called like a very boring dystopia or something, a very boring apocalypse? It's one of those two things. That's what famine is. That's like the most boring way to go out. Pestilence, I've got like boils fucking bursting all over my skin and I'm like puking up half my guts, you know. It's absolutely horrible, but it's a show, you know. At least something's happening. We're gonna re-roll. Okay, it just deleted one of the options, that's fine. Robo Baby. He's better than Brother Bobby, probably, but he's not good. Obviously War's probably the most fun, inverted commas. I know war is hell and all that, but out of the four, I just didn't see that maggot coming. Out of the Four Horsemen, it's the most fun one. At least you have like, it's the one you have the most control over as well, I feel like. We got the Lost again. Doesn't even matter. Brother Bobby, that's an instant reroll. Fart Baby, whatever he's called. He's like the really shit version of Dry Baby. So we're gonna hopefully be able to reroll that man. You know, in war at least, if I'm like an epic fighter, I can increase my chances of survival, you know. And then death, there's no way you're out, but it's like, it's so ultimate, right? It's like, it is death. That's all you need to know, right? It's death. What is it? It's death. That's how big a deal it is. Chemical mysterious liquid. I was going to say chemical X. So this is a fun item. It makes a little bit of creep for us here. It's basically a DPS increase, isn't it? Even though obviously it's a slightly inconsistent one, it still is one. Gives us these funky electric green tears as well, which is always good. I feel like we can never have too cool of a tear. It goes quite nicely with the white face as well. I think it's a cool look. I will say that. Into our shop, jumper cables. A man that we would like to blow up but sadly can't. That's fine, we'll just leave. So I was at a cafe and bar last night, sitting outside of course. Me and like 3 of my flatmates. And this random dude who's clearly drunk, he comes up to our table and he points at one of my flatmates. He's like, oh, you could have any. This guy's like he's like a middle-aged guy, right? He's probably like in his 40s. He's like, oh, you could just dye your hair, mate, and you can have any girl here, right? And like we look round and there's literally no girls here, and it's like cool. I mean, it's weird for multiple reasons. It's like, 1, why are you just coming up to our table and talking to us? We don't know you. 2, what a weird thing to say, you know. 3, we're not. Oh my god, don't die. We're not looking for girls, and like what? There's none here anyway. Even if we were, full health, hell yeah. Speed down, you love it. You love to see it. And then he points at like one of my other friends. You know, he's like, you know what? Yeah, you too. And then he looks at him and he like cocks his head to one side and he's like, oh, maybe not you. And he makes some kind of comment about the guy looking like some Harry Potter looking ass or something like that, you know. Because my flatmate has slightly rounded glasses. That is the only similarity. So that was funny. And then he like points at me and he's like, you lose that coat. And you know, it becomes apparent he's I don't know. He's like got custom tailored tips for all of us. For me it's lose that. Oh my god, he's right here. Lose the coat. I was wearing a full-length leather trench coat, which I'm very partial to. Oh my god, they spin. It's so good that we have Holy Mantle because we've taken damage on like every room. And I'll be honest, right, I'm kind of an idiot. When I came to university, I forgot to bring any like normal coats with me. The only coat I have is this full-length leather trench coat, and I understand, you know, it's not really it's not a coat for all scenarios. You know, if you're going to just like a normal bar, cafe and bar, maybe don't wear it. But also, it's just like, screw this guy. Oh my god, I'm concentrating way too much on the story, and I'm just not paying attention to the game. It's like, screw this guy. If I want to wear my coat, I don't care that it's not like fashionable. You know, I love that coat. Screw you. You know, I can't even make a sentence now. I'm just sitting here going, you know. And this is the best bit. He goes like the final flatmate sitting at this table, and I forgot to use my wooden nickel. That was dumb of me. And he's like, oh, you look like a bricklayer. You've got to be a bricklayer, right? And it's just like, no. You know, he's about as far from a bricklayer as you could be. It's like, what a weird thing. You walk up to people, you start giving, you know, you walk up to people who are like 20 years younger than you, right? You start giving them advice about how to get girls, because obviously a fucking middle-aged man is exactly who we would go to. Also, I feel like I don't know, it's a bit insulting just to assume that we're looking for advice. And then you just say to one of them, you must be a bricklayer. It was just a bizarre experience, but quite funny, I suppose. I've been spending today doing some spring cleaning, you could say. And when I say you could say, I mean that is exactly what it is. I have cleaned my room, got rid of all like my old bits of paper and receipts that were on my desk, and I swept the floors and all that good stuff. I felt like our pill luck in the last few runs, not just today, just like yesterday. Oh my god, this is like a multi-failure episode, isn't it? Jesus. Terrible showing, I know. I apologise. It's okay. So yeah, that's what I've been doing today. What have you guys been doing up to, huh? Hope you've been enjoying your life. That's really, you know, that's the best you can do, I think. Well, it's not. You need to make sure you enjoy your life, right? But you also need to make sure you aren't preventing other people from enjoying their lives. It's a very difficult line, but it is a line that we all must walk. Or, that's not true, but it's a line that we all should walk, you know? Unless we're complete sociopaths who don't care for other people at all. But I think no one's an expert on this kind of stuff, right? No one knows what they're doing. No one knows where they're headed. We're all just kind of bumbling through life. Even people who like seem to have it all planned out, that's just like a form of bumbling. That's how they bumble. Everyone's a bumbler. And I guess my point is, like, don't worry about like not knowing what you're supposed to be doing, because you're not supposed to be doing anything, right? You're doing what you're doing. It isn't. You know, I'm a believer that there is no meaning to life, right? I'm like a nihilist, but I think people hear nihilists. They hear like someone's a nihilist, and they think that means like you must be really like pessimistic and depressed and stuff. But I think there's actually a lot of optimism to be gained through nihilism. I think because there is no meaning of life, there's nothing you should be doing. So it doesn't matter if you feel like you're not achieving anything, or that you never will. Neither will anyone else. No one will ever achieve anything worthwhile, because in the end we're all just going to be a dead rock floating through the universe. Well, in the end, the universe isn't even going to exist anymore, right? It's all just going to get sucked into a singularity. So it doesn't matter. Don't feel like you should be doing anything that you aren't doing, because that implies that there is a purpose. And if there's no purpose, you can just do what you want. It's like hedonism through nihilism. That's my philosophy. It's just something to think about. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully that helped you, I guess is what I'm getting at here. Now we do have Wheel of Fortune. Also, I should be focusing on the baby. Oh, he's in such an awkward spot that I just couldn't hit him. Oh yeah, ring around the rosy, mate. Pocket full of posies, motherfucker. You poser. I got posies. Obviously, posies and posers, very different things. They just sound kind of similar. A posy is... Does this actually do anything? It does do something. That's interesting. That's obviously a new change to the keeper. Oh, I'll luck up. Don't mind if I do. A posy is a type of flower. And a poser... I don't know what a poser is. It's probably just a normal person trying to live their life who is being unfairly labelled as a poser. That's what I say. And even say they are a poser, what's so wrong with that? What's so wrong with posing? If they want to pretend that they are someone else, I mean, where does the line exist? At what point do they stop pretending and they actually become it, you know? I think we all start as posers. A poser's just like, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do, you know? Try before you buy. Maybe they're like, oh, I'm not sure if this is for me, so I'm going to, you know, pretend to be part of it and see how I feel. I don't know, there's 1,000,001 reasons why someone could be, inverted commas, a poser. And I don't think we should belittle them for it. I am in support of posers. This is, I'm in before I find out that poser doesn't mean what I think it does and I've been defending some terrible thing or something. It could happen. Lil Blub gets stomped on, my friend. That finished him off, didn't it? Started him off and finished him off. Mr. Dolly. So, because we can get Cambion Conception. It's probably good for someone like me who takes damage all the time. And it's 15 cents, so like, that's pretty good. Keeper seems like actually a good character now. Do we want to go to our curse room? I say, why not? That's what I say. You know what? I don't think there's any point in... Oh, it was one of those machines. Interesting. No, leave that there for when you hurt yourself in the curse room. Oh, we didn't get the tinted rock. Fine. Of course, spirit hearts become flies, don't they? And hearts do as well. Yes. Yes, now I remember. I used to only do keeper runs, but I have since forgotten. But now I've re-remembered again how he works. Oh, nickel. What's your favourite metal? Mine is definitely not nickel. Is nickel I was about to say a polymer. What the hell? I meant an alloy. I don't know if I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's on the periodic table. Obviously, tungsten, one of my favourite elements. Is it metal? I think it is a metal. Yes, it is a metal. Copper. You gotta love copper. And bronze. Bronze is now bronze might be an alloy. Now that I think about it. Could be. I'm not sure. Ooh. But they had it in like ancient times. Did they have alloys in ancient times? It's completely possible they did. I think, you know, we often think ancient peoples are dumb. But they're not dumb, right? Primitive and dumb does not mean the same thing, right? Our brains have not evolved since the Roman times, right? The average Roman is as smart as the average person today. They're just less educated, right? Their brain is not like inferior. Their brain is just as good. If you were born in Roman times, if your mum, when she was pregnant, went back in time and gave birth to you in like 12 AD, and then she went back to the future and left you there and you were raised among Romans in Roman times, you would not be like this insanely super smart Roman, right? You would be just the same as all the others, and vice versa. If a Roman pregnant woman came to the 21st century, gave birth and then was taken back to Roman times, her child wouldn't be just some dumb child. It would be the same intelligence as all us other children. You know, so I guess what I'm saying is it's completely possible the Romans had alloys. they were smart enough to figure it out because we're smart enough to figure it out now. That doesn't mean everything we have they had, because that's not true. But they would have gotten there, and the proof that they would have gotten there is that we have gotten there, and we are them, just further in the future. You know, we're all still just humans. I don't know why I don't know where I'm going with all these like speeches today. I'm really going for the inspirational talker aspect. Oh, Cupid's arrow is quite good. I'm hoping, I don't want to go to the shop, obviously we can't as well because we have no keys, but I'm hoping we're going to get another Colostomia, another devil deal, so I'm saving my 15 cents for that. Oh, dodge that, okay, you couldn't dodge it, that's fine. Okay, yep, you just walked right into... Okay, wow! I really choked on that one, didn't I? How long have we been recording for? Let's have a look. Just over 20 minutes. Well, we're going to have to cut this episode here then. Well, obviously we don't have to. I could keep going, but I'm not going to. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I gave you something to think about in a positive way. See you tomorrow.